Good morning, it's Monday, but the 29th, tomorrow's the 30th, and my mom's birthday is the 31st, so 2 days left to the month. I was looking in the news where they had another plane go down in the Asia airliner. That's horrible. If I was those people, I would really want to find out why my planes are either getting shot down by the Russians, which I think they got shot down twice. I think somebody's trying to sabotage them, because I remember when I was a little girl, we used to have a lot of planes that would crash in the Bermuda Triangle. And personally, I don't think that the pilots that they used was I don't know. That's sad. That's really, really sad. There was an earthquake right off of that area too in the Philippines, 6.1, but it was like under the ocean. And so they said there was no casualties. I'm sure there was some property damage and some casualties for a few. But in all, that's, I was thinking there was going to be an earthquake. Oh, gotta take good care of it. But anyway, with all the way, with when they're fracking somewhere and they're pushing this water and there's rushing stones out, it does cause, the plates to slide if they're a little loose, or if there is a crack and you're flushing all this material out, you can cause it to erode more. So it doesn't have to be an earthquake in the area where they're fracking. It just has to be significant enough to cause some underground movement, right? So like it could move over here and everything gets tightened up and there's no differential over here, but over here where it might get a bigger gap, things might fall in and then you might see a different reaction. So but anyway, so and then so there was an earthquake and a sort of good news, and I guess that the police in Atlanta, Georgia, someplace, there was a shooting. Well, that's nothing like in Memphis. It was just terrible. They had like 3 children killed in a fire over Christmas. They had some, like 3 people died. I mean, I guess they're trying to get the body count up as high as they can for the New Year's. I don't know. But it's to be expected when you spank your kids and the way they treat their kids. You should have children that are violent, because violence begets violence. They're like, oh, what should we do about these violent kids? Well, just, it's up to the parents to raise them to what type of people you want them to be. It's like people talk about evolution. You're looking at it a long time, so you can't look at it your short term. The child is coming from a fetus, right? And there's an evolution going on there to where it comes out of the body and becomes a baby. And then during those developing years, especially from let's say 0 to 12, it's very important for their learned behavior. Like they strive and they're happiest with getting knowledge and information. Which, if your child's not happy and depressed, it's probably because they're not getting enough mental stimulation in the way. And we're not talking about sexual or anything else. We're talking about their brain is not getting enough information that it needs to be suitable for survival. And so, and our education system has really felt. I know it felt me. I know it felt a lot of people that was around me. I know people that I know that I could just fuck off on a test, right? Because I could have a white person come and they get an A, I get a C, so I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people overlook the few majority of people who just don't care. We don't care about no borders. We don't care if you go to war. It doesn't really matter, because everything that if it's, you know, you don't even have to be an Einstein to know that for every reaction you have a reaction. For every action you do, like if you have sex, you have a child. You know what I'm saying? But like the police, like that's another thing with the police killing Americans, right? The police act like their actions, like they're some type of zombie, hypnotized morons, you know, that is being controlled by, you know, I guess anybody with $2 more than them. But anyway, so they just go blindly along with this destructive ass behavior. Anyway, so we have, and then like here in Memphis, I know is they really like the two girls that one's burnt and then one got burnt, and there was a previous one that went missing right out of her house. You know what I'm saying? Like when that first girl, Bobo or whatever her name, went out like a few years ago, and they was going around in the woods in horses and 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers, I was thinking how asinine. Because today in modern time, people do not walk. People are not, you know what I'm saying? They might walk like a quarter of a block to where the highway was. I don't know where it was, but I imagine it ain't more than a quarter of a block, or you know, no more than a quarter of a mile, you know, and then into a car. And then, you know, as wide as these motherfuckers are, and as often as they gotta stop, most of them, to re-up on some type of stimulant, they're not going more than 15 minutes. So they just had to do a 15-minute radius in that area, you know what I'm saying, and just come down. But instead they were riding on horses, they should have been on cars. You know, nobody, like, just like that guy that was up in Pennsylvania that killed those 2 policemen that went up in Pennsylvania. I knew that he couldn't survive because the number one thing, the first thing they do when they come over, like, it was Vietnam, for instance, the first thing they did was kill all, with Agent Orange, they killed all the jungle. They killed their ability to live off the land, because they were growing their food on the land. Right? They didn't have to go to the grocery store. The grocery store was that wild pig and those sweet potatoes and some greens and wild garlics and, you know what I'm saying, what they could grow, and the multiple fruits and stuff, you know. Okay, and then like they was making their own stuff from bamboo houses, trees, rocks, you know, dwellings. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to have no contractor there to do their house. They did their own housing with their own food, and they made their own clothes, either from i.e. animals, cottons, but they made their own material. They made their own clothes. They had ways. They were self-sufficient. They didn't have to go to Walmart's or Kmart's or Macy's or J.C. Penney's. They didn't have to go to A&P or Kroger's or Save-A-Lot or Aldi's or any of that, because they got their food fresh, right, and they knew what was in it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't drink cow milk, maybe they drank goat milk. I like goat meat myself, you know. But anyway, so and they had a lot of fish, you know. So you have to understand, to fix our school system, we have to get the kids back to where they understand the simple biology. And biology is not birth control. Biology is not sex. You know, biology, because if that's all you think is like science and biology is someone having sex or birth control, then that just, if you're that person, then you need to really educate yourself. Because if the only thing your kid is getting out of their biology book is reproduction and showing some sexual parts, we need to have people and parents go down to that school and let them know this is what we want for our kids. This is where you could get this information. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to show these people the who, what, where, how, where, and when to handle your child. You gotta tell them what you want put in, and you gotta tell them if you putting junk in. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you only thing you gonna do in the morning, give your kid a bowl, like I gave the dog a bowl, okay, and let your kid go about wondering about his business. You is not really being a parent with these pedophiles, perverts, police that shooting kids in the head because they got a hoodie on and a can, tea, and some nasty ass Skittles in the other hand. You know what I'm saying? If you you know what I'm saying? Like here the kids get out of school like 2:30. When I was going to school, you got out of school at 3:30. At least the factories closed, you know what I'm saying? You don't change from first step like at 3. So like if y'all can merge and get home about the same goddamn time. You know, now the parents, I don't even know what the parents are doing, but whatever they're doing, you're not taking that extra 15 minutes to like give some information to your kid, even if it's just current events, even if it's just like, oh well, we're just gonna, you know, count around the clock, you know, 15 minutes. If you sit there 15 minutes and play like how to tell time with the kid, or let me play teacher and I'm gonna teach you how to play time, or let's just get serious here and let's learn how to do, and you know, in case you know you want to watch, or you're somewhere where they had a digital clock or something, right? You know what I'm saying? That 15 minutes at first might seem like a fucking forever, but once y'all get down to the rep in your mind is exercising, because I don't see no kids exercising their body, I don't see them exercising their mind, I don't see any productiveness coming out of this community on the way of their high school. They're not prepared for education, they're not prepared for a job. The education is not preparing them for a job. Only thing they're preparing them for is to go to jail if you're female, get pregnant as a teen, get on welfare, work at a titty bar for a little while, and then go back to school, get you like some low servant type of job education that you know what I'm saying, like I work in the, anyway, so we, you know what I'm saying, we're no longer in the manufacturing industry, and we gotta wonder, why do we have policemen that think it's okay to be openly that hostile, openly that hateful, openly disrespecting American citizens in their hour or morning? You know what I'm saying? And then at the same tone, want us to fucking feel sorry for if they get a hangnail or some shit. Nah, you know what I'm saying? If you intentionally, police people are doing everything in your power to cause disrespect on, you know what I'm saying, because I don't got no respect. Y'all have taught me that not to respect your ass. I remember the first time I came across these Christians, and I had no clues about Christians. I didn't know they could be so helpful. And I remember this bitch said something about, like, some fucking fucked up situation. And she goes, I hope you learn. I looked over and I said, yeah, I learned. She goes, well, what did you learn? I said, I learned you're a narcissistic, double-biting bitch, and if you step up, right up over here, I'm going to knock you back down over there. Stupid bitch step 2. And got knocked the fuck down. And you know what I'm saying? See, nowadays, you can't handle your business like that, because the first thing 5 or 6 people are going to do is call 911. See, if you're a policeman, you can record it, and you can just say, well, you know, I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? But see, the only thing different between me and the policeman, I'm satisfied with just knocking the bitch down. The bitch try to get up too fast, I might kick you in the face, but you need to stay down. Leave me the fuck alone. But, so I see that we have a big issue coming forward with our court system in 2015. This could either be the time that we see for ourselves that the capitalist system that we put in for, that where we're working 40 hours a week, where we're getting that mortgage for 30 to 40 years, where we're paying off that student loan for 20 or 30 years, where we got that car payment, that house, you know, the insurance for the car, for the house, you know what I'm saying, and our taxes are going on every single thing. Like here in Memphis, they're going to raise the gas taxes because it's so fucking cheap right now. So, you know what I'm saying? If this situation keeps going and all our money keeps pumping out overseas to China, Indonesia, every place but here, if the big companies that are manufacturing and producing all the materials in the world to keep you in servitude and in slavery to the bank and the capitalist fascist system that's now in place, that's enslaving us by keeping you so busy running around looking at sports, running around with your STDs at the titty bars, separating the family. I think this has been a very clear year that how the divorce rate, how many the private sides of the anyway. I can go on and on and on because I'm just reviewing in my mind 2014. 2014 should open the eyes to a lot of people. Should open their eyes that the police is not out there for your safety. They're out there to teach you to disrespect and to disrespect them. To know that they're going to disrespect you. Okay? Know that they're going to terrorize you, especially if they in the wrong. They ain't never, you know what I'm saying? They're incomparable because of the lack of education system. Their comprehension is zero. They're incorrigible. As far as I'm concerned, so I say just fire them and start at a very young age and start, training people to where they can be functional human beings that can empathize and somebody else's agony and pain, to where that we don't keep continuing causing the same type of bullying ass, double-biting hypocrite ways that we are now. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't have the draft, but instead they're not going off to the army to become they're going off to jail to become institutionalized little weaklings. Anyway, let me see who the hell is honking like a fool. Let me go see. Oh, I got it. Like I said, I'll email and see what day my sister sent the letter off. I think it was Saturday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, have a good day. Happy Monday.